except in go high level. So check this out, guys. Once in a while, you'll start discovering the flow for how everything is interconnected. I wanted to like give you the secret. What took me a long time to figure out my own workflow. Essentially, in the world of AI, you have a lot of different tools, and by the time you figure things out, like what is the best way of um, presenting all sorts of information, by the time you figure it out, a lot of time passes by. And one of the struggles that I've been running into historically was just my content wasn't really value packed. It was just kind of a me describing things, what I'm doing, but wasn't really value packed. Now, I know it may be like, okay, why should it be value packed? This channel is not about, just being value packed content. It's more about just vibing, chilling, just kind of enjoying what it is, whatever it is that I'm doing. But I decided to do something different, and I think I just made progress. Out how the workflow should be, how to get more views, leads across YouTube, school, across all those channels. And here's what I discovered that works for me. What I realized is that instead of like trying to build something and figuring the stuff out and building and recording myself in a video, I figured this is kind of stressing me out. And instead of doing that, what I did is I kind of figured things out and then go ahead and create the video describing to you like what I discovered, and out of a sudden you see this extremely value packed kind of content being produced. This is what I was like, I suspected other creators would be doing that, but I didn't really ask any creators how can they do that, how can they be so passionate in their content, how can they be just so like incredible. And what I realized is like there is no way that you could be incredible if you're doing things for the first time with unknown topic. So what I realized, what really worked for me, really worked super well for me, was doing sort of like a dry run of something. Like for example, me building a car detailing brand, working on Google services, trying to list my business on Google services, and doing that little dry run. But while I'm doing it, kind of discovering for myself, and not really getting anybody, not really creating any videos or anything like this, but just discovering things for myself, how it works. Then what I did is, as soon as I finished, and thank you guys for joining, as soon as I went ahead and finished the video, like I mean not the video, but as soon as I went ahead and figured something out, I would go ahead and I would create a video. And this one little change, like literally just made a huge difference for me. I felt it because out of a sudden I felt like Neo flying Matrix through go high level. Because before I would be like, I wouldn't be so, oh my God, we got a lot of folks over here, 19 people commenting. Okay. All right, guys, so that's good. So today I'm talking about a workflow that I discovered, the workflow that ought to be, I don't know, borderline illegal. I don't know how I was able to figure this out, but historically I'd be creating content, and that content, guys, would be kind of suck. It wouldn't be really value packed. So I was thinking about it. I'm like, man, how do other creators do it? How do they sound so confident? Like, how I see some of those creators and they're just so passionate, so confident, and I'm like, man, how do I achieve the same state? What is it that I could do different about my workflow that will allow me to be so confident just like those other creators? And what I discovered after like 2 years of reverse engineering the social media strategies and trying to figure out what works, here's what I discovered that actually works, that makes you sound more confident, that gives you like an ability to finally stand up in front of people and show your expertise without feeling cringe, without feeling like a, I don't know, sleazy of any sort, trying to sell something. So that was one of my biggest problems, guys. The biggest problems, anytime I would create content, I'd be like, man, I'm feeling kind of sleazy trying to talk about anything about any of my products, programs, and services. Like, what is the best way that I could inject that into somebody's mind without feeling sleazy, while still kind of providing super incredible value. And what I discovered, guys, what I discovered is absolutely bonkers. Instead of hyper focusing on just one audience in one particular video, what I started doing is I started merging multiple audiences. Think of them as a dimension, like multiple dimensions into into one video. So what that means is, you guys already know that I have a car detailing brand, I have a luxury pet brand, and I have a talent agency. And you guys already know that I'm doing all sorts of side hustles, and you guys already know that I'm doing teaching in university, and you guys already know my professional life as well. So like what I did is I decided to combine multiple elements from each part of my life together, but in a way where it's all connected to the core area, where I'm doing something specific. Not everything all at once, but something specific that I just went ahead and figured out on my own. But now that I went ahead and figured out, I figured out now would be the good time for me to create the video, because you know it's fresh in your mind. It's perfect to just show to people whatever it is that I figured out. And that is exactly what I discovered, what works for me and makes me sound really confident. Because anytime I'd see other creators, they would be like, you know, they would be including all sorts of use cases, talking about this, talking about that. And I'm like, man, I don't have time for that. There gotta be a better way. So I was just trying to figure it out, like, what is the better way? How can I be more confident? How can I finally don't feel sleazy when I'm like trying to explain anything to people? Like, how can I don't sound salesy? And how can I make it in a way where I actually know what I'm talking about? So, and this is what worked, guys. This hack over here, I don't know why I didn't do this before. I don't know what it was about me. And I think finally, thank God, I figured out how to do this, how to be more confident. All of those things that I just listed were my problem. Now, guys, look, what really helped me was doing a small dry run right before creating any kind of video that before I would just go ahead and figure stuff out, and while creating a video I would figure stuff out, but that would sound not confident. That would look really like, oh man, what is this guy doing creating a video, and like he's really just trying to figure out things on his own. He's really wasting my time. And this is a kind of like, this is what it appeared in front of others when they would look at any of my content. But what I did different this time, I went ahead and I actually figured things out, removed the whole concept of recording myself, because apparently it was elevating the cortisol levels where I'd be stressing out for no reason. I don't know why, maybe because I was just recording things. And that caused me to create really crappy content. So then what I did is I said, you know what, I'm not gonna create a video while trying to figure stuff out. I'm gonna go ahead and do that after. I'm gonna go ahead and do that right after, as soon as I figured out a specific problem that I'm actually trying to solve for my brand. And this is what I did. Obviously, guys, you already know I'm building car detailing brand. Obviously, you guys already know that I'm doing either one thing or another. And obviously, you guys already know that before social platforms preferred kind of social channels where you talk about only one thing and one thing only. In 2026, that is changing, guys. It's no longer just where you talk in one channel about only one thing. When you talk about just one thing, immediately you lose credibility. Why? Because people already realize, oh my God, this person is trying to sell. This person is like in a square box, just trying to fit a pig in a hole. That's the best way I could describe that. Guys, as soon as you remove that concept of verticalization, where you just hyper focused only one thing and have this niche and bullseye, as soon as you remove that concept and combine that concept with something that is viral, something that is like, I don't know, maybe Claudbot. I'm sure you guys heard of Claudbot. combine whatever it is that you're doing with something viral. Maybe Stranger Things came out, some crazy TV show that came out. Go ahead and throw that in the mix. Bake it like a cake, as if you're literally trying to like make a cake. If you add too much salt, it's gonna be a really bad cake. If you mix it up a bit, then it's gonna be good. Now, keep something in mind, guys. When you start doing this, if you wanted to get that confident feeling, incredible feeling, because like I'm telling you, sometimes I see those creators, they're so confident, they're just like, you could just feel their energy, and I'm like, man, I don't know, I gotta I gotta shapeshift somehow into their mind, and I gotta go ahead and steal some of that energy. And I thought, I was like, man, like there gotta be a way. Like, what is it that they're doing? Are they creating very good videos? No, it wasn't just the videos that they were creating. I kept analyzing. I kept talking to ChatGPT. I was like, man, I'm getting cooked. My brain is getting cooked. I'm trying to figure it out. Like, why the hell am I creating bad content? How come people were not following me? What am I doing wrong? And I kept going back and forth with ChatGPT until one day I realized, oh my God, some of the things that I'm asking, ChatGPT doesn't even know. So what I mean by that is, I was asking ChatGPT a clear question. I was like, look, tell me, give me some, tell me which videos, YouTube videos I can watch that shows how people reach out to brands, how they do the brand outreach. I'm interested specifically in pet UGC creators. How do they reach out to brands, in like, what is the way to do that automatically without doing yourself, without like cooking your brain and spending all that time trying to reach out yourself and then getting stressed out? Show me at least somebody, at least one video. Guess what? I couldn't show not a single video. Not a single video, guys. So whatever time it is 2 a.m. Yeah, it's right here. It's 6:55 p.m. guys. It's 6:55 p.m. and I know we're losing I'm losing signal, but check this out. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, I know I kind of, guys, like none of this stuff is going to make any sense if you're jumping in the middle of the workshop. Definitely go ahead and rewatch it. I'm going to make it available for free as usual. I always do that for free. Feel free to subscribe. But the bottom line is, what I discovered, what works for me, guys, literally doing a small dry run right before I start explaining anything at all. I do a little dry run. And like, here's another thing, what I mean by dry run. What I mean by that, it's sort of like a little mini practice session, but not really a mini practice session, but rather just you kind of doing whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing anyway when you're building a brand. Like, figure it out, go high level, how to create different services, how to do all those different things. So the bottom line is, you figured stuff out, and as soon as you figure stuff out, that's when you go ahead and create a video. That's when it becomes like, oh my God, people can understand your energy, and they're gonna be like, damn, I wanna learn from this person. But at the same time, while I'm creating content, my goal, like you have probably noticed what I'm doing, guys, what I'm doing also, I'm not setting myself up where I'm the only person like teaching people. I'm doing it from the perspective of an agency. Why? Because it just, just becomes gazillion times easier to offload to, I don't know, another freedom founder who wants to go ahead and, for example, teach in feudal incubator. So this way, I'm completely removed out of the picture. So for the longest time, I was trying to figure out, number one, how to remove myself out of the picture. Number two, I was trying to figure out how do I not sound sleazy and salesy. And number three, how do I make money out of it? All of those things, I was asking questions. But finally, guys, I became like Neo in Matrix with Go High Level. Guys, you should see one of my latest workshops. It's absolutely bonkers. So what I did is I literally ended up practicing a little bit of Go High Level, practicing in my own brain, and like trying to figure out how can I go ahead and list my business on Google Business page, and how do I connect all the services, because I have multiple services. I have car detailing for sedans, car detailing for SUVs, car detailing in a local area, car detailing where we come to you. So the bottom line is, there's multiple different services. And what I started doing is I started doing dry run. And I know some of you be like, yo, how can I do the same? How can I sound confident in my content? Guys, look, couple of things. Do the dry run. That's number one. Number two, do this across a longer time period. So in simple words, instead of creating short form content where you're only creating that short form content and thinking like, oh, I did my job. Instead of just doing that, guys, all you need to do is use NotebookLM to generate a bunch of slides, drop them into Andy's community, create a singular post on school community, and keep coming back to that school community post, and that post only across multiple YouTube videos that you create over a longer time period, at least for 2 to 3 weeks as you're building the brand. Okay, guys, that's what worked for me. Now, keep something in mind, because you're going to be building multiple brands. In my particular case, obviously I'm building car detailing brand, luxury pet brand, I have a talent agency, and of course I'm teaching university and having passion type of projects and my professional projects. And of course I have to have a way to categorize it all and do that in a way where it's beneficial, where I'm not trying to kind of feed a pig in a hole for any when I'm doing any of those kind of workshops. So the one thing that worked exclusively well for me was just uh, was just kind of sprinkling multiple categories, multiple elements of whatever it is that I'm doing through a longer time period across those workshops. That's what worked really well for me, guys. And holy smokes! And oh, by the way, guys, I'm gonna quickly describe to you like what did I do today in Go High Level. So in Go High Level, the last time I told you my Google account got suspended, I finally got it back. And what I decided to do, I wanted to add service areas. So this way, it improves my search engine optimization, and also it increases my chances of getting booked. So of course, this is exactly what I did. And I showed the functionalities for how to synchronize my Google Calendar, and not just Google Calendar, but other calendars that I have, like from my side hustle that I'm doing where I'm teaching in university, together with a centralized brain. So in simple words, instead of me kind of wondering like, oh, wait, am I going to have this time on Thursday between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. to go ahead and do car detailing? Oh no, I can't because I have a class that I'm teaching. So instead of kind of having that mental thinking, I figured Claudebot can do that mental thinking for me, populate the Google Calendar, and the Google Calendar is literally synchronized with Go High Level. Now, what I covered in Go High Level, guys, is something really simple. In Go High Level, what I did is I just showed you how to synchronize the calendar. I did a brief intro on how to utilize the conversational AI and some of those voice agents. And of course, I talked about Thread Stack, Feudal Incubators, our low ticket offer, Thread Stack, Feudal Incubators, our coaching program, and Freedom Fusion System CRM, and hyper focused on a niche set of different types of audiences: the car detailers themselves, plus the people who would be interested in representing our talent agency and reselling Freedom Fusion System CRM, as well, and earning additional extra income. So I kind of covered combination of those different things. And of course, in the process of me showing that, I would be jumping from one screen to another screen and using new split functionality, the rendering functionality inside of our Chrome browser, and introducing multiple types of tips and kind of describing the use case and all of those high cardinality heterogeneous complexities in a way that is just easier for anybody else to understand, whether you're a technical person or a car detailing person. Now, the cool part about all of this workshop, it was super fast. It was not stressful. I managed to fit everything in 1 hour. I managed to interconnect those service pages to Google and synchronized Google Calendar, and of course push all of this Google Calendar and everything else that I described, push that through Go High Level. So this was one of my biggest problems before. I couldn't understand how those calendars would synchronize, and like why do any of the stuff matter. But now I finally was able to understand this, and as soon as I was able to understand this, immediately that opened up the new pathways for me as a person. First of all, now because of just how busy my life is in terms of doing things for teaching in university, running multiple brands, I can't really be logging into multiple calendars and thinking about like, oh, like what time am I going to be doing car detailing, or what time am I going to be, I don't know, tutoring somebody or something, or what time I'm going to be jumping on one of those Freedom Fusion Flip workshops, showing the feudal lords for how to grow their feudal kingdoms and either keep it or flip it. I wouldn't have time for that. If I would just have to jump in across multiple calendars. But with calendar synchronization, I was able to literally interconnect Freedom Fusion System CRM with Google Calendar, with Outlook calendar, the one that I have like in a Microsoft from my university. And of course have the centralized point of view that is interconnected to Claudebot. So with Claudebot, I could control the centralized calendar and not have to worry about, hey, do I need to do car detailing today or tomorrow or anything like that? Because what I would be afraid of is when somebody books something and I'm like, man, I can't, I'm not gonna be able to make it. So I really, that as soon as I solved that problem, I was like, man, that's incredible. Now let me go ahead and create a quick workshop. As soon as I did that, it was smooth sailing. Why? Because I already did the whole dry run and make it super easy for anybody else who's watching this, because out of a sudden, when I'm doing the dry run, you already have all this information already pre-baked inside of Windows, inside of your Chrome browser. So this way you could just quickly jump across multiple pages. I was able to do that so smoothly, guys. This is the workflow. This is the secret workflow that people don't really describe. Sometimes I see a lot of you guys trying to replicate somebody else's kind of style of workflow, trying to like automate it. But sometimes there's just, all you got to do is you just have to do this twice. The first time a dry run, and second time the actual run. And then at the end, what you want to do, you want to take that workshop and you want to drop it in community, in this community, and of course, or whatever the community that you're part of. But essentially what's going to be happening next, as soon as you drop your link from the workshop that you just did into the community, you're going to be referencing that same post throughout multiple workshops. And this is a secret tea that I haven't really seen anybody talk about. And this is guys, if you understand this concept, what I just described, you're going to be able to remove stress and overwhelming feeling exponentially. Plus, you're going to increase confidence and you're going to get more clientele. I didn't realize this until 2 years into my journey. So this concept alone that I just described, it took me 2 years to figure this out. And it's not covered anywhere, guys. I couldn't even figure out what to ask. I couldn't even figure out if this workflow even exists. It's just something that I came across, realized that this is the way I need to be doing things. And of course, guys, once you create a post in this community, you solidify everything that you discovered. You show whatever it is that you discovered, and then you revisit the same post multiple times. Keep something in mind, guys. In parallel, you probably already know that your biggest commodity right now is introducing your own perspective in front of your subscribers. That is the biggest commodity that you guys have in 2026. Now, you probably realize that AI can do basic things. It could summarize everything for you, answer all sorts of questions. But at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, why are you watching this video if that's the case? Pause. Guys, think deeply about this, and let me know, and take a look at my school's community posts to see why that is the case. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.